Mr. Devendra Reddy, President, Hyderabad Management Association, and his distinguished colleagues in the managing committee, my fellow past presidents, and highly distinguished personalities coming from College of Defence Management, serving the country a great service. Before I proceed further, I would like all of you to excuse me for a small exercise I'd like to give you. I'm sure you will. Where is well, friends,
कुछ याद उन्हें भी कर लो, कुछ याद उन्हें भी कर लो, जो लौट के घर ना आए, जो लौट के घर ना आए। ऐ मेरे वतन के लोग, जरा आँख में भर लो पानी, जो शहीद हुए हैं मिलके, जरा याद करो कुर्बानी। है मेरे वतन के लोग, जरा आँख में भर लो पानी, जो शहीद हुए हैं मिलके, जरा याद करो कुर्बानी। जब घायल हुआ हिमालय, खतरे में पड़ी आजादी, जब तक थी सांस लड़े वो, जब तक थी सांस लड़े वो, फिर अपनी लाश बिछा दी संगीन। जब देश में थी दीवारी, वो खेल रहे थे होली, जब हम बैठे थे घरों में, जब हम बैठे थे घरों में, वो झेल रहे थे गोली। थे धन्य जो अपने, थे धन्य उनकी जवानी, जो शहीद हुए हैं मिलके, जरा याद करो कुर्बानी। कोई सिख कोई जाट मराठा, कोई सिख कोई जाट मराठा, कोई गुरखा कोई मदराठी, कोई गुरखा कोई मदराठी, सरहद पर मरने वाला, सरहद पर मरने वाला, हर वीर था भारतवासी, जो खून गिरा पर्वत पर, वो खून था हिंदुस्तानी, जो शहीद हुए हैं कुर्बानी। थी खून से लथपथ खाया, फिर भी बंदूक उठाए, 10-10 को एक ने मारा, फिर गिर आए। जब अंत समय आया तो जो शहीद हुए हैं उन्हें जरा याद जो शहीद हुए हैं उन्हें जरा याद जय हिंद की
Thank you. Actually, I designed this program and to start with this song only in honor of all of you. Although I am unable to bear my tears even now. I'm sorry for my bad manners, but then I am the youngest president, past president of HMA. 39 years back, I was the president, not now. So I am the youngest. So, no. So, 1986-87, I was the president. Earlier, about 3-4 years, I worked for the HMA. And I always say that HMA is my first love. Well, management is a passion, not a fashion. One must pursue the passion if you want to be successful in life. Well, I'll be talking so much in common with most of you might consider this very primary and elementary that I'm talking to you. But at the same time, I wish to share some of my personal anecdotes and experiences. Please don't think that I'm trying to boast myself, but these are all management related issues I'd like to talk. Well, my young friends in HMA, today's managing committee has been little unkind to me. They gave me morning session 10:30, and it's a very challenging thing for me. Number one. Number two, so unkind that they just gave me an hour's time, an hour and plus time to talk. And about my book, Pebbles, Petals and Pearls. If I have to talk about Pebbles, Petals and Pearls, it is just not the book of 230 or 210 pages. It carries my 45-50 years of experiences. I'm in the habit of writing my diary for the last 40-50 years, maybe more. During COVID time, even earlier I decided to write my biography. During the COVID time, I had some quality time to spend at home. So I was referring to all my diaries, and every diary reflected some management experiences, anecdotes on entrepreneurial background and things like that. Then if I write all these things in my biography, part of my biography, some people will think it's a joke. Some people will think that he's a committed party man, this, that and all sorts of things. So I decided to split that into two. One is my personal biography, the other is this Pebbles, Petals and Pearls, which I very openly wrote, on the top of it. It's an anecdotal edition for managers and entrepreneurs. I felt it's for young managers, but not certainly of your age, maybe. You're all senior managers, distinguished people serving the nation. So this is just a humble contribution from my side. Kindly receive it, go through it, and I would request each one of you to write back, criticize, comment about the contents. I'll be very happy. Well, when I was coming to this meeting, I just opened up my wardrobe and then I picked up this suit and I was wearing this. So my grandson who came from America, he said, Dad, Tata, why are you wearing this suit? I said, in management, a sense of identity is very important. I like this color because I identify myself with the defense forces. Sense of belonging, sense of identity is very much. Today, if anybody asks you, where are you from? CDM, that's an identity. What are you? I'm Colonel, I'm Brigadier, that's an identity. What's your name? XYZ, that's an identity. Where are you from? India, that's an identity. So it's very important to create the sense of identity and commit yourself for everything. So when I'm talking not from individual point of view and from the nation point of view, I'd like to see those international delegates who are here. Are there anybody? Two delegates are expected to be here. Oh, you are there. Your good name, please? Alfredo. Another one?
He's got viral, sir. He's not
Okay.
keeping.
All right. Thanks.
Yes. Colonel Alfredo from Brazil.
Uh,
Colonel Alfredo from Brazil is here.
sorry?
He's Colonel Alfredo from Brazil.
Brazil. Okay. Well, Brazil has produced some very distinguished persons, including Paulo Coelho, who has written a book on alchemist, correct? And his famous quote is, when you want something, all the universe will support you to achieve it. So I always believe in it. In fact, I just made a note about that also. Since you said Brazil, I said, let me just right now mention that. So in the same context, on the same line, I would like to submit something. Right from my childhood, I had a great passion for defense services. Immediately after independence, when Mahatma Gandhi ji, I don't know how many of us present here are aware that Mahatma Gandhi visited Hyderabad. My father came all the way to see him and attend him. And then while coming back, he got about 10 buntings to put in front of the gate. All the leaders, Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, Subhash Chandra Bose, and so on and so forth. So when I saw that, I was somehow, as a child, I was amused to see Subhash Chandra Bose in his dress and things like that. Then since then, perhaps I got myself passionate about that. Then, immediately after my graduation in 1965 from Nizam College, there was an advertisement for Short Service Commission. I applied for that. I thought it's a great opportunity for me. About 330 people were invited to write examination. After the examination, we were all asked to stay back or to inform who should be. 30 people were selected. Out of 30, I was there. Again, second day or third day, we were called for an interview. Brigadier Saeed, who was there, he interviewed. Out of 30, 3 people were selected. And I was fortunate one to be selected. After 1 week, 10 days or 15 days, I got a communication, I got the message that I should attend Bangalore SSB, Service Selection Board. I went to Bangalore. 33 candidates were there from all the 3 or 4 states, South India. And I thought I was doing very well. Another friend of mine, Mr. M.R. Prasanna, an advocate, a brilliant advocate, a genius, who's also on the board of our Hyderabad Metro. He was the chief of LLT and Mr. Birlas and things like that, legal. He was also with me. And we became very good friends. And in every competition, after every competition, just before the results are announced, Mr. Shyam Mohan Prasanna, by name, our names were announced. But, selection is selection. After all, the destiny matters. We are not selected. But the silver lining is, myself and Prasanna, we became the best of the best friends in life. And we continue almost on a day-to-day basis, we talk. So, every cloud has a silver lining, please understand this. That's a message that I'd like to give you, that, I have definitely some regrets of not being so. But then today, if I have to share my passion, how the God has blessed me, I would like to share another 2-3 minutes with your permission. After that, what should I say? In 1974, I was transferred from here to Delhi, 74, 75, 76, to look after all India marketing and international marketing of Macmillan Publishers. And the very first week of my joining Delhi office, I was quite new, quite nervous, didn't get adjusted as of then. And within 1 week, our MD, Mr. Vasani, called me said, Mr. Shyam Mohan, Mr. Jack Grambling is coming. He's the chairman of W.B. Saunders. So you go to Delhi Continental Hotel and reserve a room for him. I didn't know where the Continental Hotel was. The hotel was there, but whatever it is, I couldn't say no to him. But I managed to go to Continental Hotel around 6:30 in the evening, wearing double-breast suit and everything and all that, warming up myself. In a February winter, you all know what Delhi winter is all about. So when I went there to the hotel, I was amazed. In fact, that was almost my first experience in Delhi to visit any five-star hotel. From the glass door, I could see at the reception counter three handsome, tall, fair gentlemen with dark suits. Then I mustered up my courage. Said, look, at least here is someone whom I can really relate my relationship and my contact with him. Then I went straight without thinking further, and I said to one gentleman, "Hi, Colonel, how are you?" The man looked at me like this. The other two also looked at me like stranger. Then the gentleman gave me a big pat here. "Well, young man, you call me Colonel. Some call me General, but the government of India calls me Field Marshal." That was Sam Manekshaw. I can never forget. And believe it or not, in a fraction of a second, all my suits, boots, and everything gone, and I was sweating. Where is Colonel? Where is Field Marshal? I mean, I'm sorry, I didn't know. I was totally nervous. And at that 75, I'm talking to you, sir. So then he sensed my nervousness and said, "Don't worry, you have come here to do some job. Okay, go. By the way, how's your girlfriend?" He asked me. Sam Manekshaw is supposed to be a very fine person to crack such jokes. "Sir, I'm married." "So what?" he says. So this is the type of person I met. And this is about my association with the gentleman. Then another thing, HMA gave me several opportunities in life. General Gokhale, R.A. Gokhale, who was commandant of EME, we had an excellent relationship with the defense forces right from the beginning. So we elected him as the president of HMA. And that is the year I was the secretary of HMA. We worked together so closely, so much so when he was going on a long leave, he said, "Shyam, you look after all these things." That was the kind of trust and confidence. So the leaders must have that kind of a quality also, trusting. See, Grace Harper, Admiral, US Admiral retired, he writes about leadership. Leadership is two-way street. That's one upwards and one downwards, he says, and to respect the seniors and to take care of the crew, take care of the subordinates. So that's the message. I'm not giving the Admiral of US Admiral. Grace Hopper gave this. See, leadership is not one way, it's a two-way street. So you have to respect your elders and care for your subordinates. So this is something that I can always say. And Mahatma Gandhi, in the same context, he says, only he can be a leader who has a hope. So leaders must also have that hope to achieve, hope to succeed, hope to win. So since you're all officers, I don't have to talk this kind of a language to you because it looks quite elementary, quoting some Mahatma Gandhi and things like that. I'm sure all of you must have gone through all these things. But then when it comes to that, I mean, these are all mentioned in my book. And well, that's the journey Then another thing, in 1988, Pokhran second test was in 1988, March 11th to 13th. 19,
98. LBR Vajpayee and first was in the
First was in 74.
no, no,
sir.
second one is,
was in 98.
sorry, 19,
First test was in 74 and the second was in 1998.
yeah, same, second one I'm telling you.
98.
98.
Yeah. That was the time we went on a vacation to North India with families, with three families. One is Wing Commander Singhal, the other is Mr. Azhar Hassan and myself. With the families, we went to North India tour. And that's the time Wing Commander Singhal trained Air Marshal Tipnis. And his vice Air Marshal was Naqvi. Mr. Naqvi. Naqvi is Sambandhi of Azhar Hassan. Singhal Saab is this. So believe it or not, when we landed in Delhi, only Air Force and Army took care of us. I mean, we were the house guests of Naqvi Saab, and Air Marshal Tipnis hosted an excellent dinner. That's one thing. And thereafter, they looked after all our trips to Kullu Manali and other places and things like that. Can never forget that kind of a hospitality. Furthermore, I would like to share, all this is in continuation of my association and wearing a dress like this for you all. So, again, during Pokhran test is said,
98.
sorry, 98. That was the time we were staying in Vijay Oberoi, General Vijay Oberoi's house in Simla. What a beautiful building, heritage building. Oh, palatial, great building. And if anybody goes there, you can see my comments there in the book also. Visitors comment. We were there for 5 days or 6 days. And Vijay Oberoi, he was very kind, very nice, a good host. Every day we used to have good dinners. He took us once to the golf course. One day he asked me, Mr. Shyam Mohan, with your background you seem to have some information and knowledge about quality and quality circles. Why don't you come and address Army Training Command, RTRAC. So believe me, that's a great opportunity for me to address a few officers in RTRAC. I mean, I could never even think that I could get an opportunity like this to do that. And I spoke about all that. And later on, a few officers, Sardaji, I don't remember, that he came here to my house also and we did something. That's another thing that I'd like to, another association like this. Then during that time, so the message that I'm trying to share here is, although Mr. Vijay Oberoi and his family were just like, 5 days we were there together and it's good friends. And Vijay Oberoi is a Sambandhi of Wing Commander Singhal again. So that was the relationship, trying to, that's where we were staying there and all that, very lunches, dinners, very fabulous. And then sometimes, we were even in the bed, but he used to go, we understand that he used to go early in the morning and come back. Nothing, again in the evening, a good dinner, cocktails and dinner and everything, good. Third day, we see a big party hosted to the other officers and things like that in the house. I thought maybe in our honor. That was also could be one of the reasons. But he went and performed that Pokhran test and came back, but he never mentioned anything about it. That is the sense of confidentiality. That is the sense of, commitment to the nation. Such a big event, although we were there, sitting like this, eating, drinking and everything, but he never shared that until we saw it in the next day papers and the TV. I always cherish these experiences of mine. And so I talked about Tiffany's, I talked about Vijay Oberoi, I talked about my this thing. So this is where the destiny drives. I wanted to join one of you, to be one of you, to sit there, but I am so fortunate that God gave me an opportunity to interact with such galaxy of officers sitting in front of me, and He gave me such an opportunity to shake hands with, Field Marshal, generals, and things like that, and be hosted. And later on, by the way, I would like to share one thing. Field Marshal Manik Shah was also on the board of Nagarjuna Fertilizers. And late Mr. KVK Raju and Mr. KS Raju, his son, and myself, we attended a program called Magrath Institute of Leadership and Training. Very effective presenter, Aparesh Acharya. For 5 weeks he attended, we became very close friends, and in every board meeting, dinner, I was invited. So when Sam Manik Shah came also, I was there for the lunch on and things like that. That's our second time. Third time, my son was the president of ISEC, International Students Union. That is the time there was an All India meet in same Hotel Banjara. Sam Manik Shah was there. I tell you what kind of jokes he cracks. Oh God, you should listen. Sometimes you feel bad with the children sitting there, but then that's that. So life is like that. These are the lessons of learning and unlearning. In management, one should have open ears to learn and also unlearn. And quite a few things like this, I thought I must share. I talked about humility and humor also. See, I was a member of Central Board of Film Certification, and every film that we see, we used to write our comments, 5 members. There used to be a government officer. He would call for a meeting if there are any objections. Even a single member writing an objection is objectionable. So I wrote a few things like that, and in one of such meeting, Mr. Rama Naidu, the great Mr. Rama Naidu, a very close friend of mine also, although he was quite older. He also came for one of his films and then said, he stood like this. And when he came, although we are not supposed to, out of sheer respect, all of us stood up, members of the censor board and the officer. Then he says, I'm sorry, I am feeling nervous. This is my 97th film. 97th film. 97th film. But I feel when I enter this censor board room, I feel I'm writing a HSC examination, he said. So, that is the kind of thing, humility. See the humility of a person. Vishwanath, who produced such a big film and a director, he came before us. Chiranjeevi, film. See, what I'm saying is, I'm not trying to say that, I'm involved in all these things, but at the same time, the humility that I have learned from all these people, they're all great men. I told you Sam Manik Shah's this thing and everybody's thing. I think the humor and humility, a good manager must have. I'm sure you will never fail. I see a lot of all the army officers, but you're all smiling faces. This is what exactly is the spirit of this talk. And I'm sure most of you must have traveled, all of you would have traveled abroad. The moment you say a stranger, they put mouth like this, smile. Although they are strangers, they smile. And in reaction, you also smile. So similarly, there's something called goodwill network. I'm going one by one. What is goodwill network? I scratch your back and you scratch my back. It's not so. It's much deeper than that. One day I was coming late night after party from Secretariat Club. I'm sure all of you must be knowing. After attending a dinner, came back. Oh, sorry. After attending a late night dinner, I was returning back home. I was sitting at the back. my driver was there. It was Amash night, pitch dark. Only my car was there, nothing was there. It was around 12:30, 1 o'clock in the night. I saw one young man with a white car in front of the old secretariat building. There's a hotel there. What is that hotel? It's huh? Nai Baba. Rajiv Reddy's.
Three castles. Amrita Castle.
Amrita Castle. Yeah, that hotel. And the gentleman was there. I looked at him, the poor fellow is struggling, and from a distance I saw him. Munnar also for a couple of days and come back. I said, okay, bete. Then I booked her ticket also. We both travelled. We went up to the airport. Not a single person was there. I said, what's happening? Then I asked somebody there, sir, where are you going? Cochin. Sir, Cochin today, it's an international flight, sir. Cochin to Dubai is an international flight. From the upper deck, it's going. And you are already late. Then I called my driver and I said, take me to the upper deck. I went there. By then, everything was closed. And somebody was there. Said, sorry, sir, you are late. You can't go. Sorry, sir, you can't go. Then, I shouldn't share that, but I will share that now. I had some kind of an ego in me. First of all, I am going to attend an All India Management Association meeting, council meeting. Secondly, I was also a member of Council for Clean India, Central Vigilance Commission. Along with Anna Hazare, Rajmohan Gandhi, Abdul Kalam, all these personalities. 21 members. Mr. Vittal was CVC, then he invited me to join that and I joined that, and then we had good exchange of notes. And my number was 18 amongst the 21 members of Council for Clean India. That also triggered me. I said, this fellow stopping me. I said, you don't know, man, who I am. I said, not man. I said, you don't know who I am. I have got an important meeting to go. I mean, I was quite young also. Please understand my... Today I may not say anything like that. I said, okay, thank you so much. I'll walk back. But then, I was arguing. From there, somebody who was working on the computer, he literally came running. I said, leave them, leave them, leave them. And believe it or not, he carried my briefcase. Come, sir, come, sir, come, sir. I went there. I think he took my boarding passes and all that. He took me inside, right inside. And then he rang up to they were closing the gate, the aircraft, and we sat there. Member was there. Again, the same gentleman says, sir, 1 minute, sir, I'll come back. He goes to the cockpit and talks to the pilot or somebody, whoever it is, comes back, sir, get up, sir, now. I said, I was wondering, what is this he's bringing here, sitting there, then getting up. I got back. Sir, you have been elevated to the executive class. He put me in the executive class. I said, then I told him, gentlemen, I'm sorry you are making a mistake. You are thinking me to be some other wrong person. Sir, you are Mr. Shyam Mohan. I know you very well, sir. He said, believe me, even now when I think of that incident, do I deserve that kind of a gesture? I felt. I said, how do you know me? Sir, that midnight, not a single person stopped, but you stopped the car. You got down from the car, you pushed the car, and you dropped us at our residence in the night. And believe it, my wife was there, I was worried about the safety and security. How can I forget you in my life, sir, he said. I mean, really, even now when I think of the incident, I feel, so what little goodwill that you do, it will come back sometime or the other. I was also reading, I don't know, most of you must have gone through the book. Have you all gone through the book on secrets of karma? Huh? In that, can I share? I don't know where, Mr. President, where are you? Oh, am I taking longer time? Because they see, I'll tell you, you should have given me 1 day to talk. What Harish Babu? No, there is so much to talk, I say. There is so
Another 10
much.
minutes.
Huh?
Another 10 minutes.
Another 10 minutes. Well, I want to talk about karma, dharma, several other. Another thing I'd like to say. See, I would like to share one more anecdote on the challenges of change. Challenges of change management. 1982, 83, 84, 86 till 87, regularly I used to go to England. One of my visits, I had a meeting with all the local doctors from Hyderabad and all that. I said, you people are here earning a lot of money, this, that and all that, but then what is that you are giving back to the society in India? I said, I was little vocal. And this particular message has been conveyed to Prince Mufakkam Jah Bahadur, who was staying in London. I said, one Mr. Shyam Mohan came from, he is talking like this, what is that you are giving back and things like that. He said, well, next time if he comes, you let me know, we'll meet. Again, couple of years later or 1 year later, I was in England, London. So one Dr. Shubhakar from Hyderabad only, he came, Mr. Shyam Mohan, Prince wants to meet you. I said, Prince wants to meet me? He said, yes. Then he invited us for lunch off Oxford Street at a Turkish restaurant. And the time was given. Both myself and Dr. Shubhakar met at Turkish restaurant. Oxford Street, and walked down to Turkish restaurant. We went to the reception and asked, we are the guests of Prince Mufakkam Jah Bahadur. The lady checked this, that, and all sorts of, sorry sir, there's no table reserved in the name of Prince Mufakkam Jah. I said, what? I didn't know much about him, but Shubhakar said, no, he's a very stickler, he's a principled person, you cannot do that. Then in the meantime, some senior manager came and said, sir, what is that? I said, Prince Mufakkam Jah. He went through that, sir, there is no table reserved for Prince Mufakkam Jah, but one Mr. Jha has reserved the table for 3, and he is already sitting there, he is waiting for 2 guests. Then we literally ran to the place, and where, you believe it or not, see, all these things I have learned from these things. By the time we went there, he stood up like this. Aiye Shyam Mohan, aiye. Really, I didn't know what to do. A tall person, handsome person, and I will prince of prince. Boliye Shyam Mohan Sahab, baithiye Shyam Mohan Sahab. Nothing short of that. And I was becoming nervous. Kaiye Shyam Mohan Sahab, boliye, kuch to boliye. And I said, Pasha, if you don't mind, I mustered up my courage. Can I ask you something? I said, what? A prince is a prince. It's a title. Whichever part of the world you are there, you are a prince. But here when we came there and inquired for Prince Mufakkam Jah Bahadur, he only wrote Mr. Jha, no prince, nothing. So what he said? Coming from Hyderabad, I carry some sentiments, I carry some values. I know Nizams, I know Hyderabad culture. I still get you, tell me what. I said, no, I am feeling sorry that you have just written as Mr. Jha, not as Prince Mufakkam Jah. Then he said, Shyam Mohan Sahab. Again, Shyam Mohan Sahab. Shyam Mohan Sahab. When the whole world is in the process of a change, India cannot be an exception. Hyderabad cannot be an exception. The Nizams cannot be an exception. If you don't change the world, if you don't change yourself, the society will march forward and you will be left behind. So that is the change we must adapt. Ever since, whichever equality meeting that I address, I share this. Because there is so much sentiments, emotions, culture, values, the discipline. From the management angle, you can relate everything in this particular story. So, that's another thing that I'd like to change. Management is also very important for us. We have to change ourselves. Today, where are we? What is AI? Next session is going to be on artificial intelligence. Don't know where it's going to lead, where we are going to be led by. So things like that, Then one last thing I'd like to share, because 10 minutes is the time and I have already taken some 5 minutes or so. Another 5 minutes I'll take. I always say crisis is the cause of creativity. Well, recently, Operation Sindoor, you have faced. That was a crisis. I don't know whether you all agree or not, but then anyway, I don't want to say that because in this particular group, perhaps we have also failed ourselves in our intelligence. Whatever it is, that's not that. We should not go back to that, but then whatever it is, whenever there is a crisis, some creative thinking comes up. How to solve? Here again, I would like to relate my quality circles experience. I hope all of you are aware of what quality circle is all about.
Yes.
Are you?
Yes.
Yes. See, a small group identifies the problems of the same work area and then resolves. And then solutions they need. One of the best solutions they pick it up. So that is how we know quality circle. Anyway, here, when I say crisis is a cause of creativity, I went through bad patches. I had everything, but yet I suffered for everything. Not everything, but at least I am a self-made person, to say so. My brother was a minister, central minister. He was almost tipped for chief ministership. My father was a landlord. I am educated here and there, all that, so nothing to do. But then I tried to choose my path of being independent, and I worked hard. I was in Delhi at that young age for 4 years, came back, again I started. I was posted to Calcutta, Bombay. I went and worked for some time. All these things I went through. At that point of time, what happened? I started my own business and I made good money. Then my ambition was to set up an industry. Of course, most of my friends also may not know this. This is a secret. And I had a general manager working for me. I had a team of 20 to 30 people working. And 46 people were working. And we were the distributors for Nikita Asha, all other consumer durables and things like that. My business was going like anything. At that point of time, I thought of going to Hanover and getting some technology for setting up an industry. And for 1 month, we traveled to Europe and then went there. See, this is where the money matters also come here, I wrote. I signed blank checks. Deviant knows. Blank checks and gave it to my general manager. By the time I came back, he spent a lot of money in advertising. When you advertise in papers, the second day or third day that week, you should get some results. No product was sold. Ordered some defective televisions and paid the money. We launched our own brand of Trust TVs and things like that. Nothing worked out. And by the time I came back, my liability was about 50 lakhs in those days. And I only thought for 1 month I didn't know what to do. I was becoming crazy mad. Then I decided, look, I can go to my brother and ask for 5-10 lakhs, maybe I'll get it. 50 lakhs who will give? I mean, even if they give also, I should be in a position to pay back, no? So whatever it is, what I have decided is, first of all, my first principle is nobody should come in front of my house and ask for money. That's one thing. Secondly, whatever fixed deposits I had in my name, my children, I took it out. Thirdly, I gave a bank guarantee of one of my properties that I shall sell. Fourthly, if there is a bank liability, also small one, I can keep it pending and I can correspond. Nobody will come. That much of credibility I had. So I did all these things 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nobody was there to come to my house or ask for payment. Then I said, what next? That is the year I was elected as President of HMA. You understand, this is the predicament, how one goes through the life. President of HMA has some honor, dignity, respect, and I should live up to that. If I care for my savings and money and be on the roads, this fellow is the President of HMA, but this fellow is owes so much of money here and there. I didn't want that to happen. It's not only my image, it's a sense of belonging, sense of identity, sense of concern for the organization. So I said, no, I did all that. And I was successful. Later on, I started thinking, nothing, nobody is there, nothing. I have my house, cars and everything else. Anyway, there are lots of other stories that I can get, but then, see, I thought of one thing. What are my assets? What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? This is what we learn in MBA, management. I started listing out my strengths, my marketing experience, my strength, management experience, my strength, my MBA, my strength, my law, my strength, my management association, fraternity. All these things I said. And when I was trying to arrange lectures for HMA, supposing if I want somebody to speak on quality management, total productive management, materials management, any management that I want, they will say, no, for the next 2 months I am not available. Next 3 months I am not available. Thereafter that, like this. Then I realized, I said, when there is so much of shortage of professionals in the country, I should do something. Then one more thing. I also told you that I have about 10 to 11 years of publishing experience with Macmillan's. And during Macmillan's time, I was sent to London to get trained with Middlesex Film Productions, Essex, London. And where they trained me how to make a film, educational film, feature film and things like that, scripting and all that, all these things were there. So that was another strength that I had. Just then, this video was introduced. I thought it's like a marriage video I could produce. So then, really I'm telling you. So I called somebody from Doordarshan and checked up. I said, how do you, sir, marriage video is different, professional filming is different video. This is nothing doing. I said, what do we do? No, sir, you need a script, you need actors, you need a location, you need this, you need that and everything. I said, what is all this? Yes, sir. Then I started identifying, excuse me, yeah. All right? Are you all right? Okay. Is it okay, sir? Is it okay with? Yeah. I said, well, I'll cut the story short. In the meantime, then I said, okay, then we'll start one thing. Then I started producing. Quality Circle was a new concept that was coming up. So I already started Quality Circle Forum of India in Hyderabad. I am the first one, and then they wanted me to become the first chairman. I said, no, you should have an organizational background and a senior profile. So I requested our PS Shyam Mohan Ananthula, who is the Tamil Nadu governor now, who was an ex-DGP, to become the first chairman of our forum. And we got it inaugurated with NTR and things like that. Anyway, that's a big story, another story. So then I said, okay. Then I started, I talked to Mr. Udupa, who was considered to be a father of quality circles in India. Mr. Udupa agreed, and all other consultants also I identified locations, and I produced a film on quality circles in India. Thoda maza lag gaya. Then I said, okay, what next? Shahrukh Rangnekar you all had? Huh? I don't know this generation knows Shahrukh Rangnekar or not, but then Shahrukh was a very good, close, I would say, friend of mine. Because I used to invite him for lectures and things like that for HMA and other things and all that. I said, Shahrukh, you have to help me. I said, what? I'd like to produce some films with you. Ha 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 ha, he said. I said, why? Shyam, why do you want to burn your good money into these films? He said. He produced some films, I don't know whether you're all aware or not, but not very successful. Then I told Shahrukh, please tell me your fee per day, how much you will charge. I'll pay you. For how many days you need, tell me. Where do you want to stay, tell me. Your to and fro, I'll pay everything, I'll take care of you. And he agreed. And I put him in Hotel Banjara, paid him everything. And within one day, he could complete 1 or 2 programs. Then he told, Shyam, you are paying me for 3 days. I have completed in 1 day. I can spend 1 more day and give you more programs. You can shoot. I did it. That also. Like that, I produced, believe it or not, total productivity management, total quality management, quality circles in India, ISO 9000, materials management, things like that I produced. Functions of a manager, decision making and things like that I produced, everything. And the bigger challenge was how to market, how to price it, how to market it. All that I tried to, I don't know, my not only business sense but also my common sense worked and helped me. I was able to reach 500 organizations in the country and abroad who purchased my programs. Every day I used to get advance payments, DDs, checks, payments. And one day I was surprised from Srinagar, some ordnance factory or some, they came with checks here to Hyderabad to collect those videos. And one day I was traveling to Chennai. My manager came and gave me a letter. I was sitting in the front seat and somebody sitting next to me. When I opened the cover, said Corporate Communication Systems India. Then my neighbor who was sitting here, who saw that? Said, this corporate communication systems, do you know? I said, I know. They are producing films on total quality. I said, yes. Okay. Then if that is the case, do you know Mr. Shyam Mohan? I said, yes. How do you know him? I said, how do you know? Only the other day, there was a demo film shown in Chennai in Union Carbide, India. And I am the general manager personnel of Union Carbide. Therein on the film, it's mentioned, produced by Shyam Mohan, Corporate Communication Systems India. And trust me, he treated me like a real celebrity. Similarly, when I was going to Delhi, somebody from finance department, he said, Mr. Shyam Mohan, if that is the case, you send me, I'll send you a circular to all the banks, and all the banks purchased. Some finance department, ordnance factories, all the ordnance factories in the country, they purchased. Like this, I don't know. I mean, we had a very good marketing manager on Mr. Krishnamurthy, J. Krishnamurthy. That fellow would never leave any address. He would write to anybody. But ultimately, we touched about 512 or 510 total customers, which was quite good, at good money. But the technology changed management. I started with Betacam, low band, then high band, then Betacam. Then one day I was producing the same film in my own office there. 8-hour schedule gave me a 2-minute production. And you have to shell upfront. I said, that's for and no further, no further. Then technology changed. See, now I'm not technology man. And whatever they say, I have to pay. So some of these good, bad experiences taught me that is the strength for me to stand before you and talk. I hope I have not bored you. And I would like to, 2 things I'd like to say. A good manager, what I learned from one of the gurus. Panchashuddhi. Anybody has heard of Panchashuddhi? Yeah, you have. Yeah, Panchashuddhi is nothing but every good man, every manager, I would say, since it is a management, every person, a perfect who wants to be perfect, must have Panchashuddhi, 5 Shuddhis. That is Bhava Shuddhi, conceptual thinking. Bhava Shuddhi, Vichara Shuddhi. Your thinking also should integrate with your bhava. Vichara Shuddhi. Then whatever bhava Shuddhi, Vichara Shuddhi is there also, you should speak the same language, not otherwise. You can't keep something at the back of mind, back of your heart and talk something else. So, bhava Shuddhi, Vichara Shuddhi, Vak Shuddhi. So, you should speak the same language. Then, fourth one is, above all, your Atma should be clean, Atma Shuddhi. Then, all these four factors is one thing. Your Sharira Shuddhi is also important. You must maintain the cleanliness, hygiene, and wear good dress, good way you interact. You should be able to be received by people, welcome people. So, these are Pancha Shuddhi is another thing. Sir, before I close my talk, thanks to my president and HMA team and all of you distinguished and galaxy of leaders here sitting, and my apologies for any lapses. There's so much to talk about, but then there's no time. I know I must respect the time also. Some other day maybe yes, on some other topic. But then before I leave the podium, I would like to quote Allama Iqbal's शेर. खुदी को कर बुलंद इतना, खुदी को कर बुलंद इतना कि हर तकदीर से पहले खुदा बंदे से पूछे, बता तेरी रज़ा क्या है. I hope all of you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.